Have you ever wondered why we keep giving even when no one promises to give back? This is the story of a farmer and a little bird, two different lives bound by one eternal truth. Love and responsibility never disappear. They are simply passed on. In a quiet riverside village in southern India, there lived a farmer named Arun. He wasn't rich, and all he had was a small cornfield, but to him, that land was the soul of his life. Every morning, while dew still glistened on the young corn leaves, Arun would kneel and touch the soil, as if speaking to his hope itself. He tended every plant with care, listening to the birds' songs and feeling the peace of a simple, honest life. Until one morning, he noticed a flock of small sparrows fluttering down into his field. The leader, a bright-eyed little bird with a golden beak, was named Lumo. Lumo didn't just eat. He carried a few kernels away each time. Day after day, Arun saw the same scene repeat. The birds would feast and fly away, while Lumo always took extra corn in his claws. Each time, Arun's frustration grew. "I've worked all season for this, and they come just to steal my effort?" But instead of blind anger, he chose patience. One late afternoon, as the sun painted the fields in gold, Arun quietly set up a net in one corner. He didn't want to harm. He wanted to understand. The next morning, the flock returned, singing and fluttering joyfully in the wind. But this time, as Lumo landed, his tiny feet were caught in the net. He didn't panic. Instead, he signaled for his flock to keep eating. When they had eaten their fill, he chirped loudly, "Fly! Fly away now! There's a trap here!" Startled, the flock took off, leaving their leader tangled below. When Arun approached, he found the little bird struggling weakly. "At last, I've caught you," he said, half angry, half curious. "You're the leader who keeps stealing from me. Why do you always take more than your share?" Lumo looked up, his dark eyes calm and steady. "It's not greed, sir. I'm only paying back an old debt and sending out a new promise." Arun frowned. "Debt? Promise? What do you mean?" Lumo continued. "The corn I take is for my old parents. They once fed me when I was small and gave me wings to fly. Now they're too weak to leave the nest, so I repay that debt. The rest I bring to my young ones. They cannot yet survive on their own, so I give them hope, a promise that when I am old, they will care for me the same way." Arun froze. The bird's words echoed deeply in his heart. He thought of his father, resting weakly in the small hut at the edge of the field, and his youngest son, just learning to plant his first seed. He realized humans and birds aren't so different. Both live between two flowing rivers. One is the debt of love we owe to those before us, and the other is the promise of care we pass to those who come after. As Arun gently untangled the net, he said, "You owe me nothing, Lumo. You're simply living by the law of love." Lumo looked at him, chirped softly as if in gratitude, and flew up into the glowing morning sky. The wind brushed through the cornfield, carrying what felt like a silent thank you. From that day on, Arun never chased the birds away again. He often sat on his porch, watching them eat and telling the story to his young son. My son, the world may change, people may forget each other, but one thing will never fade: the flow of love between generations. If you ever forget to repay that debt, someday your heart will feel empty. Aaron looked up at the sky, where Lumo flew alongside his young ones, and he smiled, realizing that life was like the river beside his fields. Rain feeds the soil, and the soil returns its gift to the river. Everything in this universe survives through the quiet exchange of love. And so, the story of Aaron and Lumo spread throughout the village, a timeless reminder that love and responsibility never end. They are passed on from one generation to the next, like seeds planted anew each season.